Yo, yo, let's test. All right, sounds good. Test. Are we live? Whoops. Didn't prepare. We're live. Sweet. Welcome back, everyone. Close this up. Sorry, I missed last week. I was really busy. I even forgot what I did. But, yeah, we'll see what we can get through today. First thing we're going to do is cancel window. So right now, our character action hero here, we mash attack, we can cancel before it actually goes through. I'll actually edit a, just mess around with some stuff. Wow. Where is it? Here it is. There we go. But, you know, the problem is that we can just cancel whenever. Boop, 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 boop. So what we want is a cancel state. So let us restrict that, or only do certain things. You know, at certain times. So, but to start, because that can get real complicated, so we just start with a strict cancel flag and work from there. So we'll do that first. And start from the beginning. Our scripts, character object, double click on that. Try and check the chat. So again, this is like giving me huge problems. I claim that this was like a bug that I had a problem with, and it's true. But having it actually do this here was cutting off some of the animation. So I don't know, dudes. It's a problem, one way or the other. But if you're having an issue where it holds on to that for your like visual effects, if it holds the first few frames, go ahead and throw that my animator.update. And then time.delta time. Can't put 0 there, at least in my experience. Put 0 there, it still won't like activate it. Anyway, in the game engine, let's go to our character object. That one. So we want public float can cancel. It's going to equal false. So when we start an action, forget what it's called, start state in our game, go ahead and say can cancel equals false. Put float. I even said bool out loud, did I not? Who knows? Not like we can go back and look. Alright, let that load up real quick. That actually doesn't do anything yet, so let's see. Update input. So here's where it gets really tricky. We're just gonna do, we'll start at the top, and then we will adjust this. The reason we sort of start at the top is that just to optimize. So if can cancel, then we'll go ahead and do that. We still want to, I mean, this isn't the right way to do it. Right now our input and our command check is just one method, and we're going to split those up. We might get to that in this video. I don't know. I got a late start, so we'll see how far we get. But really, I mean, we can just say FU to optimization. Optimize last, right? And if cancel, we'll go ahead and start state. So we'll just do that. So if you don't remember, we go through all of our commands that we've set up in our core data. And it has an input string. And if that matches what we're pressing, then we'll go ahead and start state. But now we're only going to do it if we can cancel. So let's go ahead and save it. Go in here. Give it a sec while it loads down here. play. So right away we should be able to run around. But when I hit stuff, we can't do anything anymore because we're just set can cancel equals false. So what I generally do is have a script that sets it explicitly for each skill, because it's going to be really uncommon where you can just can cancel like right away. You could make it so if you're in the neutral state, like just put it hard data in here or hard code in here. But we'll go ahead and put it in our data because our neutral is generic and everyone uses it. We'll go ahead and just make a new script. Let's close down character states, make a new script. Be really careful with this. This isn't the best way to do this because if you accidentally put 0, you just deleted all your data. So let's go ahead and back that up. I'm going to Control D. When we load the data, shoot. So I'm actually going to drag this just onto the desktop to save it. Because of how we check and find our core data, we're going to, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. I just realized I haven't backed up this project. That's a little bit dangerous. So when you drag stuff out of Unity, a lot of times it will actually drag it out. But when you drag stuff into Unity, it'll make a copy. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. So we'll call this can cancel. And now we have our character states. And in neutral, we have an event that does stick move, lets us move around. Now we're going to do can cancel. And we could do start and end, 0 and 1. But we can just do it to the whole thing. It doesn't really matter too much. Go ahead and pass 1, because we'll make it so if it's, that way if we pass 0, then it can be false. If for some reason, by default, all of our actions are going to make it so we can't cancel. But, we'll go ahead and, just so we can have the option. Sorry, that was a wordy way of saying that. My nails are long and it's like fudge up my typing a lot. Execute. Did I call it? Some script, that's for sure. I thought. Do event script. Good. Oops. And can cancel. Pass that variable. Void. Can cancel. Should call it value here usually. And so I think you can cast it. But what I'm going to do if val greater than 0 can cancel equals true, else cancel equals false. But I think you could just cast val as a bool. I don't know for sure though. Try not to cast when possible. It would be cancel equals bool. You just do that. Oh, it doesn't like it. Cast is redundant. Really? Can you not do that? You can't do that. Cast is redundant. I guess you can't do that. Now we know. So, hopefully, that's all we'll need. Run around. Hit the attack button, we can attack. But if I mash it, I can only do it when I return back to neutral, right? No matter how hard I mash, I have to wait till even though the animation kind of goes through, because we have a lot of animation blending. I can't mash jump, and you can hear it. There's tons of mash in there, but I can't actually attack until we get back to neutral. So now we want to make a general rule to handle that. And this is going to be a game design decision. What I like to do is do a script called cancel window, or actually hit cancel. So if we hit something, then we can cancel. So, and then from there I make it more strict depending on the move, but in a lot of like fighting games, they're pretty strict about when you can cancel. Just so that combos, like, I mean, there's a few reasons. Like, so combos are more consistent, and so you kind of have to commit a little bit earlier. There are exceptions, though. You can Guilty Gear everyone's sweep, generally. I shouldn't say everyone, but like their sweep will have a longer cancel window. I don't know why. It's kind of nice. It means that you can wait till the end and then cancel into something to be a little bit more tricky. Anyway, a little bit out of the scope of this. It's again, it's a game design decision. So what we're gonna do is just, if we hit something, then we will make it so it can cancel equal true. So we're gonna need a hit confirm flag as well. Can cancel. I'm gonna do public int hit confirm. So the reason I do an int is so that I can collect them for certain techniques, and for certain, like in both of my games, you build meter while you're beating up on stuff. But if you're hitting like a group of enemies, it becomes way too much. So like you hit 3 dudes and like your meter builds triples. It's like you don't want that. It's a little silly. I mean, you may want it depending on your game. Again, that's a game design decision. But so that way you can use that for each attack to sort of count how many things you've hit. You may have some like special skills that get stronger if you hit more enemies, things like that. Because you could do a flag if you wanted, but by having an int, we can kind of count them, and it just gives us a little more flexibility. So we can do it at start state if we wanted. You know, hit confirm equals 0. But we may want to do it for each attack, and in fact, it's gonna kind of depend. Here's again where it gets tricky, because, and what I mean by attack is like if you have a single attack that has multiple, you know, single skill that has multiple attacks. I'm doing air quotes here. You know, like a rising sort of uppercut attack, and you hit them like 5 times on the way up, even though it's like one punch, it's like that. You may want to count it at the level of the skill. You may want to count it at the level of the attack. If you want it at the level of the attack, then you'll have to, you know, you'll do data attacks. You do hit confirm. But you probably want a separate flag for that anyway. It's just something to keep in mind, I suppose. We'll just keep it here. So, update input. Now you're just going to have to decide where you want that hit cancel. So I usually do it before input. And let's actually put some code in there. If hit confirm is greater than 0, and cancel equals true. And we're going to make this a little more customizable, I guess. Right now, this will look pretty good, and this may be all you need. But what I like to do, and we'll get to it, is have a window where, in this case, if you whiff, you can't cancel until the attack completes. And in a fighting game, maybe you love that. In a character action game, you generally don't. A lot of times, you'll just, in character action games, you'll just have a window. If it's after like the impact frame, then you can cancel. It doesn't matter if you hit or not. I like to combine both, so we'll get to it. But it's like if we have hit confirm and we're at our cancel window, then we can cancel. So usually I do like a few frames after the hit of the attack, like where like in our data, and then I'll have a whiff window, make it like 8 frames, 10 frames. You could even make it specific to each attack. And if it whiffs, then there's a bit of a delay. So there's like a small penalty. And then you don't have to wait until the total end of the attack, but once it's past that window, then you can cancel again. Do hit cancel. If hit confirms greater than 0, cancel equal true. So now, hit. When this happens, we're just going to put it at the top, but again, there might be things where, like, if they dodge, you don't want that to happen, but you're still going to call the get hit, quote unquote, method. But we do want attacker. Why did that happen? Hit confirm plus equal 1. We could do plus plus, but. So again, that's so it'll count up for each thing that we hit. And now, this should be all we need. Again, I'll start by mashing. Nothing's happening, but if we hit, then we can really rip into them. Again, we can't do anything until can cancel is true. But if we hit something, we can cancel. You can see that happens pretty early. That's why I like to have it a little bit later. In fighting games, you kind of want that, though. It's because a lot of those windows and timings and stuff are just... it makes the math simpler. I think if I ever do develop a fighting game, I actually will make it more like how I like to do it in my games, even though it's not the norm. And I might find out that that's a terrible idea, but... So anyway, that's cool. I actually thought just this part would take a little bit longer, but that's about it. So we'll go ahead and do that cancel window thing I mentioned. So we will go into our attack. We'll do public float cancel window. And I generally just like to make it a constant, like it's +4 or +8 or so frames after the cancel window, where if you whiff, then we can still cancel. We'll stick to that, but if you wanted it explicit, that some moves like, if you whiff, then there's more of a penalty or something. But for now, we'll just do this. So, and what I like to do is if it's plus the start of it, because this is our attack, right? This is the attack class. And so if our current time as a character, in our state, is greater than the attack.start plus the cancel window, then we can cancel. And then on whiff, then if it's greater than like a generic window that we'll do here. So here, just get right to explaining it. So we will actually make it static. So public static void whiff window equals, and we'll start by 8 just so it's, even just 4 frames can make it, whoops, sorry, that's a float. Even 4 frames can feel really sluggish because it's more of a game feel thing. It's not, in a general sense, like about balancing it. It is a little bit. So there's a bit of a penalty if you whiff. It's more of a game feel thing. So it feels better if you strike something. Not necessarily you get that punished that much, like mechanically. It just feels better. So now do if. Now I got to get to my event things. I forget how I did it. Go ahead and copy this. So if current state time. So now we need a way to maybe hold on to that. Because we need to know like what attack we're on. So before I get to that, sorry, we're going to have to take a little bit of sidestep. So we're going to go ahead and do, gosh darn it. Wrong button. Public int current attack index. So that just means, you know, if we have those attacks that have multiple strikes in it, like in a single swing, basically, then we know which one we're on. This will just give us a way. And there's going to be other reasons why you're going to want just easy access to that. So. Did I make that already? Yo! Good for me! Good for us, right? Okay, cool. So, I don't even know why we needed it already, but I'm proud of us. Still need to look at those. Why is this all pissed off, though? Oh, there's a... So, this is what I should have taken. And you could do it in here, I suppose. Because then you have all that stuff there already. I never thought to do that. Sorry, I'm just thinking. This might just be a better way to do it. I'll just copy this for now. Copy all of this. Have access to it. So, if current state time equals our core data, character states, and then we look at their attacks and current attack index. So the start of our current attack plus cancel window actually going to do float C window equals, because we're going to use this a couple times. So if current state time equals the C window and hit confirm greater than 0, cancel equal true. If current state time C window plus the whiff window, cancel equal true. This is going to happen all the time. So again, you may only want this on attacks, skills that have attacks in it. And so actually we're going to want to only check sorry, this is where it gets complicated again. if we have attacks in the skill. So again, that's like another reason to only do it in your attacks. Maybe we should move it over there. Let me think for a sec. Because this is going to give us errors by default if we don't have it only in there. Because we're going through those attacks all the time anyway. Let's try it, because I'm kind of curious now. I don't want to do that yet. So. That happened. So then we'll do a hit cancel. Float C window equals cancel window. Just type return in here for now. This is bad form. Don't do this. So we should actually, let's do it the right way. I don't know, maybe it's okay. We'll just go ahead and close that out. So it's going to be a little bit different because we're going to update input and then we're going to update our state. But it should be okay. We shouldn't miss a frame or anything. We'll see. That could be the problem. Like if we, like it's going to seem mostly fine. I don't know, it doesn't seem quite right. Seems a little weird. Because I don't bail out of this, right? There's no return or break or anything. I mean, this should work. I don't... My windows might be a little bit weird. Let's see. I mean, I don't know that we even have a... Cancel window is 0. You're able to cancel right away. Let's see when this gets called. Sorry, just thinking here. I mean, I could see how we could lose a frame here. Because if we hit on this frame, it shouldn't be that much of a lag, though. I mean, I'm getting lots of lag. I'm going to go ahead and check our character as we swing here. Might just go back to the old way. Look at our and cancel flag. Let's look at our hit confirm first. So hit confirm can't cancel right by each other. So boom. So we hit on this frame. Our hit confirm went up, but we can't cancel because this all happens. And then we do our hit detection. And so it hit, and so the hit confirm went up, but we can't exactly do anything yet. So we wait a frame. And can cancel didn't happen yet. Oh, we're in hit pause still, so we gotta go at least one more. So at this point, it should be fine. But it's not. Can cancel isn't happening. So now we can. I did something weird. So right now I have it as equal. So we could do greater than or equal. That's likely what the issue is. Still, there's a frame where we can't. I mean, you really shouldn't be able to. Well, I feel like this is fine still. Because it's not like you should be able to cancel exactly on that impact frame. Because that would mean, like, if you can imagine it, like you nail your opponent, right? Your fist is in their face, and there's like a big old hit spark. But then you also cancel on that frame, like into a jump. Like you're not even gonna, on that first impact, you're not even gonna see that. You're gonna see your character like jumping. But this, that feels a bit better. Go ahead and step through to make sure. So can't cancel, can't hit confirm 0. Next frame, hit confirm 1. We're in hit pause for 2 frames. So then the next frame we can cancel. It's an ugly looking sprite, but so all right, that seems good. I'm excited to get to this input buffer because this thing is not very responsive right now. Right now we have the whiff window. So now, if I mash like this, 8 frames later, we can still attack, right? And it's actually 8 frames plus the whiff or the hit confirm window, which is 0 by default. If we make it 2, it can just make the attacks feel a little bit nicer, like you follow through a little bit before switching to the next attack. But again, it's a game feel thing, and in fighting games, like something where stuff's a little more strict, it can be a real important like game mechanic thing too. So just something to keep in mind. I'll show you. We'll make it longer just to show the difference. I'll just be mashing. Seems like a lot more than 10 frames, but it's truth, I swear. So now an input buffer. How long have we been streaming? I might wait till next week. It gets a little complicated. I have a video on it already, but yeah, let's see. Or I may split it into another video so I can get prepared. I just thought this part would take a little bit longer. Well, I think we can take our jump. Lasts about 20 frames. We'll go ahead and add another event. And stay on frame. I was gonna say 10. Let's do 8. Do can't cancel. Oops. 1. So again, everything that's not neutral, we can't cancel right away. So now we can actually, there's a 4 frame delay there, or 8 frame, excuse me. Could make it 4 if we wanted. So we can jump and then attack right away. but you may want it so you can't exactly do it super immediately, because we had it right away. Then we can kind of jump and attack right away. You may want that, but 8 felt pretty good. It's going to feel a whole lot better when we have that input buffer working, because we're losing so many inputs right now. We can go ahead and set that up. I'm just trying to think, because the reason I'm a little bit unprepared is the way I have the command input stuff set up. It's not how I normally do it. So I'm just trying to think. It's a little bit more open-ended. Like all I have is, or what we have is, if our strings match, then we'll go ahead and do it. You could do it all with strings, I suppose. It would be a little bit weird. But basically, we're going to want like a list of our inputs. I don't know. I think for now we'll stop. If I come back, then we'll come back and there'll be 2 videos. If not, we'll do that next week. I know this one's a little bit shorter. If you have any questions on that, let me know. What we worked today, just the cancel window. It's real simple. We just made that flag. Whether or not we can cancel, we gate that to our input, right before we can cancel into stuff, or, start our actions. It's not a cancel necessarily yet. Right here, if we can cancel, then we'll go ahead and start that state. And then we set parameters for when and where that happens. Start state by default is false. Then we made a script. Right here can cancel. In our generic neutral state, we made it so we can cancel all the time. And then that way, in all of our other skills that aren't neutral, we gate that in one way or the other. Whether reaching a certain frame, hitting an enemy, or a combination of those things. Well, thank you all so much. Support's been great. Hit up that patreon.com/culture attack. Donate $1 a month. It goes a long way. Be a big help. If you find these videos useful, and even if you don't, it's cool. But again, the support's been awesome. Y'all have lots of questions. And it's been a lot of fun. So please let me know if you have any. We'll get into it better. I've just been like super busy and tired lately. Cars in the shop. Gotta ride my bike a lot, so it's like really tired. But thanks again. Y'all take care.